Did you ever notice that before the fall, Adam called her woman, but after the fall, he called her Eve? She was always going to be the mother of all living. So why the name change? Because sin didn't just separate us from God. It fractured how we see each other in ourselves. I'm Michael Ballard, the marriage pastor, and I'm here to raise the standard for marriage, love, and sex in God's kingdom. All right, Bible study time. Before the fall, she was known by identity. See, in Genesis chapter 2, verse 23, Adam said, "This is now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman because she was taken out of man." Okay, now check this out. He didn't name her by her function. He recognized her by her essence. He saw her as equal, reflection, and partner. You see, woman meant out of me, not beneath me. That was identity before performance, relationship before role. Now, after the fall, she was named by her function. See, in Genesis chapter 3, verse 20, it says this: Adam named his wife Eve because she will become the mother of all the living. Notice the shift? He no longer called her who she was. He called her what she would do. You see, sin changed perception. When shame entered the story, identity got reduced to utility. That's the root of how we still misvalue people today, by what they produce instead of who they are. Okay? So what this reveals about the human condition: the fall didn't just distort the relationship between God and man. It distorted how men and women see each other. You see, men began to define women by their function: baby mama, caregivers, objects of desire. You see, women began to define themselves by performance: how much they give, how much they carry, how much they produce. So both lost sight of God's original design: partnership and purpose, not hierarchy and performance. This still shows up today. Women feel like you're not good enough, or you're only good enough to cook, clean, raise kids, but not be honored. You're valuable if you can produce, provide, or please. You're lovable only when you're doing, not simply being. I call that the Eve mindset. Identity tied to output, and it's exhausting. God never said be fruitful to be valuable. He said you are valuable, therefore be fruitful. You see, worth precedes work. But God is redemptive. He's going to be restoring the women to their true identity. Through Christ, the curse of performance is broken. See, Galatians chapter 3, verse 28 says, "There is neither male nor female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus." That doesn't erase gender. It restores equality in worth. You see, in Christ, you're not defined by your title: wife, mother, single, career woman. You're defined by your creation and redemption. Before you ever bore fruit, God called you good. So what this means for relationships. Men, learn to see the woman beyond her function. Don't reduce her to what she provides. Honor her for who she is. Woman is about essence. Eve is about expression. Love the essence, not just the expression. And women, reclaim your identity. You had purpose before you had a position. You don't have to perform to prove worth. God gave you value at creation, not after contribution. Here's the spiritual insight of all this. When Adam called her woman, he was speaking from revelation. When he called her Eve, he was speaking from fallen reasoning. The cross restores us back to revelation, back to seeing each other as image bearers, not instruments. So yes, she became Eve, the mother of all living. But before she ever birthed life, she was life. Don't let the world name you by what you do. Let God remind you of who you are. Because your worth was established in Eden long before the fall, long before the title, long before the work. If this message has been a lesson, a blessing, or even a testing, could you do me a favor? Become a digital missionary. Share this message on your page so someone else can experience hope, healing, and truth too. And listen, if you're tired of trying to make the wrong relationship work or the right relationship hurt, you don't have to do this alone anymore. There are two ways that we can work together. I have coaching programs. Take the qualification assessment at myMBLP.com to see if you qualify for one of my coaching programs. Or on that same page, hit Ask the Marriage Pastor. If you just have a question or need spiritual guidance without signing up for a whole program, just hit that tab and submit your situation. I'll pray over it and I'll get back to you with an answer so I can help you uncover what's really going on. Listen, you're not meant to walk through this by yourself anymore. I'm here for you. Until then, I'll see you on the next video. God bless.